I'm not hearing the music.
Don't. Carlos, are you out there? Anyone? Can anyone hear me? Hello? You can hear me? I'm trapped. Help!
No,
Help! Somebody let me out. I'm trapped behind the pre-market prep screen. I can't get out. Run, run! I'm stuck. Carlos, are you in here with me? It's dark. I thought I heard Carlos. I don't know. It's scary back here. Please let me out. Sponge Trader, tell you, I feel my legs. I think so. I don't know. Is it phantom? I can't tell. I can't see anything. I'm wiggling my toes. It feels like I'm wiggling my toes.
All right, I'm alive. I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
Carlos,
Good
oh my
morning,
God.
guys.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're alive. Oh,
Yeah,
thank God.
good to go. And sorry about that. Actually, I hit the wrong button. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Like,
all right, good morning, guys. Welcome to Market Prep. Yeah, I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing this morning?
I'm better now. I was a little scared there for a minute, but feeling better.
Good.
Thanks.
That was good. Friends over on YouTube, happy Thursday. Hopefully everybody's feeling good over there. They're saying no sound on YouTube. No, you should have sound now. Just confirm you got sound on both ends. Sound on the chat room and sound on YouTube also.
Yep, I can
just
hear
want
YouTube.
To get confirmation. Yep.
I can hear YouTube. Sounds good. Somebody needs to.
Okay, sound is good. Okay, there it is. Perfect.
Mute without realizing it. All right. Yeah. We do have economic numbers. I don't want to waste time. I'm having fun here this morning, but we do have to get to those numbers because we did have continuing and initial jobless claims and some PPI numbers.
Yeah.
So producer price index. We should talk about those because I got lots to talk about today. Today, Carlos, we are going to talk about electric vehicles and phones and AI and jewelry.
There's a lot happening.
Furniture.
There's so much.
I got everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Let's get to our U.S. economic calendar. Let's start there, and we'll get to all of that, man. Absolutely.
All right. So, let's start with that. On the economic calendar, so I said initial jobless claims was the biggest number I was looking for this morning. It pretty much came out on target, slightly worse than expected. So there was expected to be 225,000 initial jobless claims. These are new people putting in jobless claims to the government, I guess, across the U.S. Came in at 242,000. So again, in one of those weird twists of the way the world works, more people unemployed and looking for jobless claim benefits means the economy is happy, or at least the stock market is happy. So you can see the stock market going up. Continuing jobless claims, pretty much on target, just barely higher as well. So again, stock market likes it. So as you can see, both the SPY and the Qs are moving up a little bit so far this morning. On the PPI numbers, well, they were down again. One of the weird things, producers are, their growth percentage actually retraced. So the expectation was a 0.1% growth in the month of May. It was a 0.2% contraction. So economy is not doing quite as well as expected. The stock market says, awesome, let's go up. Just the way the world works. So here we are. So those are the numbers I was looking for this morning. Really, we got nothing else for the rest of the day. There's some bond auctions and other stuff, but frankly, a pretty quiet day. Yesterday, if you remember, in the afternoon, we were looking for the interest rate announcement, which did happen, 2:00. We got the interest rate numbers out, and as expected, right, 99.9% expectation that it was going to stay flat, and it did. We had a press conference from Powell, and as you can imagine, not a lot to say. A lot of the same type of statements, right? We're watching the economy. It's going to be data based. We're going to look and see what happens. We're still reserving the right to change the interest rates up or down depending on economic conditions, blah, 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 blah. So the market largely did nothing. We had a little bit of a move downwards initially. Unfortunately, my condolences to John Hiltz out there. He was in a trade and got the worst of it. He was trading coin. Again, the irony of coin that's not supposed to be affected by these things as much, trading crypto, really moved down harsh and took him out of his trade, and then popped right back up to where it started a couple of minutes later. So this typically happens. If you go look at all the charts, if you weren't trading yesterday afternoon, you can see that they all sort of moved down, and then over the next couple of minutes, they did chop a little bit, but moved back up and beyond where they started from. So pretty typical movement that we see when we get economic data or interest rate announcements. So the next one's not till July, I think mid-July. The expectation still is quite heavy that we are not going to see a change. So we'll see if that comes true as well. But we got a whole month before we have to worry about that. So that's what we got in the economic calendar. Today we're going to talk about a couple of earnings and, of course, stuff that don't have earnings, but there's actually a surprising amount of news on companies that have no earnings. We're going to talk about a couple of weird things going on out there. And, let's get to it. Carlos.
All right, let's do this, Peter. Gap up list this morning, nothing in the gap down, everything gapping up today. So if you take a closer look at that, AVGO, Tesla, and some other ones that we are very familiar with, NVIDIA is unbelievable right now. Apple, why is Apple not on here? Is Apple not like up? Oh, it's only up a slight gap up this morning. There's So just insane, man. 220 yesterday is wow. That did not expect that out of that ticker. But yeah, a lot to go through it. Let's start right away on our gap up list. We'll look at the first one. Nothing on the gap down. So it makes our jobs a little bit easier this morning. Let's Control A, Control X, get rid of that. And let's look at AVGO. And this is Broadcom. They are up 13.6 this morning, 223,000 shares traded. Peter, this stock, light volume, but a big gap up. And is it all-time highs? It is. They're doing this with a really nice pop here on AVGO. So what's the news? What's the latest and greatest?
So they had earnings, one of the few that we were watching for earnings after the close yesterday, and they had a good quarter. But most of the movement probably is less on that. More, they said the right words. They were talking AI, like everybody wants to talk AI. I don't know what Broadcom's AI situation is, but it doesn't matter. They mentioned it in their press release. Therefore, everybody's interested in it. But remember, yesterday we were talking about other companies following suit after the success of NVIDIA. Now, whether it's related or not, you could argue, but I firmly believe it is. They've announced Ben E, or a little aggressive on that, a 10-for-1 split. So similar to what NVIDIA did. Jeez, I lost their name for a second there. Broadcom AVGO is going to have a 10-for-1 split that's going to come in effect for shareholders of record as of Thursday, July the 11th. And it'll come into effect once again on a Monday the 15th. So it's, in the short term, it's probably going to have a positive effect on the stock like we're seeing. Like you said, Carlos, typically it's not one that we watch. It does get enough volume to trade. On a regular day, it could, but the price action normally is fairly flat. So maybe today AVGO will be in play. It's got enough news between talking AI earnings and the 10-for-1 split that it could very well be in play today. I think, unless I get a ton of stuff that's a lot better, I like it enough to at least put it on a secondary list and just see what happens. At the very least, we should probably be setting some levels on it, in my opinion.
Yeah, we could definitely take a look at it. I mean, we've seen stocks that do that 10-to-1 get, obviously NVIDIA get great volume. So yeah, we'll put it on a secondary. We'll come back to it. It is a huge pop this morning. So we'll see where it goes. Next one that will be on my list is Tesla. Tesla also popping up pretty nice this morning. Had a great day yesterday, and today is looking at 190. Wow, that is nice. That is nice.
Yeah, Tesla is an amazing stock, really. Like, I talk about it all the time. I mentioned that, if you look at the daily, you'd think it's a pretty crappy one, but despite the sideways movement on the daily, it still trades. There's tradable ranges in there intraday. Yesterday, though, was absolutely tradable with a good strong move, and then of course we're gapping up heavily this morning. I mean, look, what other company could gap up when you're talking about this? The most celebrated, hated, at least the most talked about CEO in the corporate world right now. Elon Musk's pay package is under debate. He was going to the social media airwaves, some of which he owns, of course, saying how shareholders love him. It was feeling a little his self-congratulatory comments about how everybody is voting in his favor. I hate to say it, but it felt very Trumpish, didn't it? Like, sort of like, everybody loves me. They're all voting for me. It's an overwhelming. But we're talking about, a record pay package. So far out of the range of what any other CEO has ever voted that it actually went to court in Delaware, and a judge refused to approve it, saying that it wasn't in the best interest of shareholders. And yet the board has basically brought back virtually the same pay package. We're talking about a $56 billion pay package here, right? Like, this is not your normal. We're used to normal CEO pay packages being like way out of whack. This is just, so far, it's crazy. But anyways, it's so big that there's nothing really to compare to it. But anyways, the board is urging shareholders to approve it. We'll hear today, I guess, what the vote outcome is. Tesla's going to be in play. I don't know whether they're voting it because they honestly think Elon is worth the money, or they're terrified of what will happen if they don't. It could be sort of a pseudo ransom situation here. It doesn't really matter, right? The stock is going to react, and we've got more than enough reason to trade it. With how much? I didn't even look at the volume. What's the volume pre-market? Yeah,
6.7.
Almost 8 million shares traded so far. It's in play, baby. So we're gonna watch Tesla. Yep. At least I will.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have it on here, guys. Going up to 7% now, 6.7 million shares traded. It is on deck for sure. All right, let's head over to Billy. Billy usually makes this list, usually with not a whole lot of volume, and same thing today. Only 328,000 shares traded. Unless they have any news, we're going to skip on it and just move on to the next one. They normally don't trade very well. If China is doing something with their stocks, my go-to is going to be BABA, which I don't see nothing happening there. So we'll skip on Billy and go straight to GME.
Don't see anything on Billy.
It's just brutal. GameStop. So, man, a little bit of action yesterday. Popped up to about 33, 34. Now right back down here. With 3.4 million shares being traded. It's just fun to watch. You never know when the kitty's going to come out here and start doing something. So I'm going to have it on my secondary list. Am I going to trade it? Probably not. I already had a couple of trades in it, though, so not bad. I put my stake in history here on GameStop. But I'll put it here in statement purposes, and we'll see what it does today. Again, it's just kind of tapering off the highs here from 47. And Peter, you know what happened? This thing is the short interest on this. People are bailing out as far as shorts.
Right.
Big,
and that's what I was going to mention. Mentioned Citron, which is one of the larger short groups, and they were very vocal about their short position on GME. Basically, has waved the surrender flag and said, "All right." They pretty much said, and I'm. This is not verbatim, but it's close enough. They said the continued irrationality in the stock means that we just cannot continue to trade it. So they're exiting their short position. Basically, they're saying we lost, apes win, we're out of here. You guys are all crazy. We're done. Which I think we all have to sort of be a little, we can smile a little bit at that, because it is a win in the ape column, and we don't get many. There you go. Rock on, dude. Party on.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like it's rare that common folk can bring Wall Street to its knees, and basically that's what happened with GME. They said the stock makes no sense. In fact, one of the articles echoed what I've been saying for the last little while. They said pretty much all of the forecasts that our friend Roaring Kitty, all their predictions that were made have pretty much all are unfulfilled. So the stock has not, so the company has not done anything to actually drive its growth, but the stock, as we can see, has continued to hold irrationally high prices. And they're sitting now on a ton of cash because, I got to give credit to management. Whether they can run a good business or not is largely irrelevant as long as they can keep going to the open market and issuing more stocks and build up a war chest, which they are then using to reward themselves by giving themselves big bonuses. I find it a little very humorous on that side that, the executives there, they're just like, all right, well, company's still losing money, but we have now $5 billion of cash we're sitting on. So let's give ourselves, big bonuses again.
Hey, take care of yourself before take care of yourself before the boat goes under. So yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
there's oh geez. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so that's GameStop. We'll be on my secondary list there. Moving down to MOLN. I believe we've seen the ticker before. Not sure, something I wanted to trade. And yeah, looking at it, looks pretty garbage type situation here. So I don't like it at all. Looks horrible. Yeah, it rolled out the garbage truck. Yeah. We'll skip on to the next one. There we go. All right, our good buddy NVIDIA. This will be on my list. Unbelievable. I mean, wow. 8.9 million shares traded, up 2.6. Broke out of the highs, the all-time highs yesterday, and is continuing here on this rally. I'm so upset at AMD, man. AMD is just doing nothing. And I have a position on this thing. All my stuff is good except AMD. Peter, what was going on with AMD? Why are we not getting the love out of AMD like everything else is going north? What's happening? Do we need to pump it here so I can get into the green? What's going on? Give us an update.
I wish I could tell you. I don't know. They haven't let me into the boardroom yet. I keep trying, but
even after you got your lower back tattoo, they haven't let you in. Does that sound acceptable?
Yeah, that oddly did not impress them. I don't understand why, but it's a shame because it really should have. I spent a lot of time. It was painful. It's always painful getting those lower back ones, So, but
I can imagine. Yeah. So there is. It's still worth watching AMD. So I'm going to watch AMD, but NVIDIA. I mean, what can we say about NVIDIA? What else can we say? It's just so good.
Where am I?
It's trading very well. Even yesterday, looking very good there. Yeah, good stuff. So I'll have that on deck. Volume is insane. Anything new on NVIDIA? There it is. There is Peter's lower back tattoo.
That's me, of course. And
yeah.
And then in the mornings, of course, in the mornings when I have to put the makeup on, I need to cover up this one, but just to make it presentable. But that's yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So
there it is.
You know what? You're talking NVIDIA, though. Look, NVIDIA's entered the fray of the $3 trillion company, and it's I guess it's making a fight for the top position, I guess, against Microsoft and Apple, which, by the way, are duking it out for top spot, depending on how their price is going at any given minute. It depends on who is sitting in that top chair. It's sort of amazing how Microsoft's been a quiet gainer, by the way. We've been talking Apple because Apple talked about their Apple Intelligence, talking all AI, and Microsoft's just been quietly sort of going up behind them, right? I mean, Microsoft's at all-time highs, hit another new all-time high yesterday, as did Apple, as we well know, right? It wasn't as dramatic as Apple's, but as I said, it's just quietly pushing up. So you can't discount any of these. I mean, if you like trading them, you like the space, then I would say all of them are good. NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, none of them need news, right? They're just going to move with volume on any given day. So,
yeah, we'll keep Tesla on. I'm sorry, NVIDIA on here and the AMD for now. And we'll see how that goes. Speaking of Apple, I know it's not on the list, but we're going to have it on our list today for sure. It is coming back down towards the previous day close. I'm going to add this on here. It's just insane the last couple of days, the move we've seen. If you go back here and look at our 5-minute chart, we're going to see just overall yesterday how crazy it was after the announcement there. After the market open, actually much after the announcement, after the market open, and then it just kept going. A little bit of a sell-off last night. into the close. But outside of that, man, it's just impressive movements out of Apple. All right, let's take a look at what else is on the list. I think that covers it. AVGO, yeah, we went through all of these. Nothing on the gap down. Peter, we'll go to you. What do you like this morning that it's not showing here?
Well, a couple of different things I wanted to talk about, just because I usually watch these when earnings come out. We already talked about AVGO, so that made the list. Signet Jewelers, SIG, had earnings this morning, beat their numbers. I'm always surprised. This is one of the companies that I'm surprised is independent, and they don't. Their trading volume is usually pretty low, so not a great trader, but every once in a while I'll watch it just in case. And I have to mention one of my favorite companies. This is where I'm going to share with you some images, just because, you know what, I gotta love any company that tries so hard to sell you beanbag chairs. Lovesac, one of my favorite companies. LOVE is the ticker on that baby. But Lovesac, that's trying to sell you beanbag chairs and make them look cool. Look how hard they're working to make it look cool here. And they put this guy in a big chair. They're trying really hard to make him look cool. It's almost doing it, but I don't know.
Once you bring the dog in, once you bring the dog in, you're really trying. Trying to get that crowd.
What I like, just to go on a tangent, because this is fun for me. Hopefully for you guys as well. But anyways, what I love is the little details on these, right? So right beside her on her triangle beanbag chair, which, by the way, she's just chosen to sit on despite having a lovely sofa right beside her. But anyways, she's got the recommended little cushion sitting here. Notice that she's got to put a book on it just to hold the glass of wine stable. What do you think the chances are she can actually pick that up repeatedly and drink it without spilling it? I got to think it's pretty low. And then you go over to the cool dude over here, and this is when I started staring at this picture for the cool dude, I get that he's sitting there with his dog looking all cool, but really what gets me is he's got this glass of water with some, how long has that been there? Look at this desiccated piece of lime he's got going on here. That looks like it needs to be in the water to rehydrolyze. And the only way that's stable is by putting on a little wooden thing that sits on the arm of the sofa, not the chair that he's in. So, try and drink that without spilling it. Moving to the middle here, where are his legs? I don't know about you, but I'm not holding the lotus position long enough to make that comfortable. And last but not least, what the heck's going on with the bowl of milk he's drinking over here? I don't quite understand what's happening. But anyways, all of that to say, it just, this morning when Lovesac announced that they had their earnings, I thought, I always like to have fun with this company because it just blows my mind that they're independent and they're trying so hard to sell you beanbags. By the way, I should go one last thing. Any guesses out there as to what a family beanbag would cost you? And I don't know if this is in Canadian or US dollars to be. By the way, this one is shown in wombat fur. Don't you love that? Look at that bad boy. That's the name, the actual name of the color here, wombat fur. But anyways, spelled PHUR. Yeah, ooh, a little bit, right? Yeah, well, not $7,000, but if you want the family-sized one where you could throw 4 people in a beanbag chair, I picture that going really wrong. It's about $1,700. So there you go. That's
4 people fit on that.
So they claim. But can you imagine how deep the well is in the middle? Wouldn't you all just sort of fall into the heaviest person in the middle? Everyone would be on top of me because I'm definitely the heaviest guy there. So. And basically you're going to see 8 legs sticking up in the air and one pile of bodies in the middle. So I guess it's, you got to have a love and family. It's a real Lovesac in there. Anyways. All right. Enough of that. I always love Lovesac. I think it's funny every quarter when it happens. Not a great trader, but they did have earnings and they actually had some good numbers, but they are gapping down this morning, probably because I was talking crap about their desire to sell beanbags. So sorry about that, Love Sack. Love you guys. If you want to send me one, tell you what, I will try it out. I will sit in it live and do a show, and we'll see how it
Give
goes.
them an honest review. Give them an honest
Well,
review. You might like it. Who
that's all
knows?
I can promise.
Yeah.
If one shows up at my
Yeah.
door, I will give it a review. I'm willing to bet it's comfy for a period of time. Of course, I'm going to look like probably a beached whale trying to get out of the damn thing again. But anyways, all right. That's enough about that. Other than those, well, you already mentioned AMD. I have liked the movement on AMD over the last couple of days. I guess we do need to get back to talking stocks, right? A little boring, but it's just given good trading opportunities alongside Nvidia. We saw that AVGO Broadcom is sort of in the same sector, anyways. Is had earnings this morning. So yeah, I'll be watching those. And for me, it's all eyes on GME just for fun, because with the announcement that Citron is out, you'd think it's an ape party, right? Like people might be partying. Although yesterday, I mean, even before that announcement, we were pushing prices over $30. We were, not doing too bad. So today we can probably see some movement there. And of course, Tesla. Tesla's got to be top of your list, I would think, just because it's with this pay package news. Like when the news comes out, I honestly don't know what the stock will do. Like based on the fact that it's gapping up so much, and the only thing out there, the only news really is Elon talking about the pay package. We know the vote is coming today. So if the vote comes positive and they agree to the pay package, does the stock continue to go up? Or does it drop because the company's now spending $56 billion to pay Elon? Well, they're not really spending it. It's pretty much all stock, right? But still, I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know what the stock does, but it's going to be in play no matter what the news is. So I think, to me, top of the list.
Yeah. Agree. Looks good. Volume is good. Pre-market action is good. This breakout is good. I mean, you want to keep Elon happy. Tesla is Elon. It's just that's what it is, right? There's no Tesla without that guy.
Well, and that's
so you want to keep him
I
happy,
think that's the fear from a board perspective, right? Like, what does Tesla look like post Elon if they don't approve it, and then he says, "Fine, I'll go focus on other things." I think the companies, they're in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. They need them whether they like it or not. They got to have them. All right, let's take a look here, friends. So nothing else in the gap down. We'll move over to what you guys like this morning. Let's head into our chat room. Tesla we did look at, so that's good. Heading down the list here in our members chat. We'll see what else we have. Tesla, yeah, we got that one. And just checking to see no other tickers being mentioned at the moment. I'm going to head down Affirm. Let's take a look at Affirm and see what's going on there. I know this has been making some noise over the last couple of days. They gap up yesterday on some news of it being joining the Apple Pay, right? Ecosystem there. I don't see anything not much happening today, right? Pretty quiet compared to everything else I have on my list. So I think it's worth to look as a secondary, given that they're partnering up with a pretty big giant there. That's good for them. But this is not showing a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of confidence that's going to trade well today. Let's go with that one today. So yeah. We'll keep it on secondary for now. Over to our YouTube chat, friends. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up on YouTube. Really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. Our goal every morning is 300 likes by the time we're done with this show, and then over 500 by the time we go live. And Brian and Thor will be joining you guys live today again, taking you through the market open, which I have the confidence is going to be an amazing day today. So just for everything going on. 118 likes so far. We'd love to get that going. We have 395 viewers. So thank you guys for joining this morning. Really appreciate it. All right, head over to our YouTube chat. See what you guys like over here. Get some tickers. I saw some earlier. Just going to scroll up here. NVIDIA and Tesla are nice. Yes, I like both of those very much. MU, if we look at MU, it is gapping up again, 1.6. It is just really not my go-to anymore, right? When the semis are doing well, it's NVIDIA. And that's why I'm surprised that like AMD is not joining this party. Because all the semis, like if you look at TSM, if you look at NVIDIA, if you look at MU, right, they're all just not crushing it, but they're moving higher. AMD's just kind of stuck here for the last couple of days, right? So we'll see. You still got to watch it. It's still going to get the volume, and who knows when they want to jump into the party. Maybe they want to make a late grand entrance here. But we'll be watching it. All right, so AMD is good. Heading back on our list here over on YouTube, GameStop is good. I saw AMC come on and off the gappers list.
Yeah,
That looks
it's
ugly
meme
on the
adjacent,
daily.
right? It's just hanging
Yeah,
on with the
yeah.
memes. But look, see this is the problem with AMC. See this price action,
Mhm.
guys. When you see it look like this sort of pseudo barcode, avoid it. It's really just computers trading each other. You don't want to be in that
Yeah.
mess, in that mix. It's you can't
Man, do
make
you
money
want to
on that.
see the you want to see barcode situation here, like barcode garbage madness? I'm building a position on American Airlines. Look at American Airlines yesterday. That's the only reason why I saw this. Man, look at this. This is the
Yeah.
market
See,
open from 9:30 to 15.
right.
It is
So for 4 hours, it traded in a 1 penny
yeah,
range. Like, yeah,
that is
you know,
wild. You know what? I
that's
bet if I scan
pretty
this on my
neat.
phone, it'll probably pick up some kind of website link. I'm not gonna try it, but it's a barcode. It's got to pick up some kind of product that could pick up on Target. All right, let's move on, friends. So that is that INTC. We'll take a look at that one. INTC this morning. We are pretty much uh, not a whole lot going on. I mean, I know they got
No,
killed over the last couple of months in April. That was fun, but now I think they found their base. At least
I,
they're where they're hanging out at the moment, right?
I think
And it's
I
just
think
I don't
every
see anything.
semi is sort of paling in comparison to Nvidia. All eyes are on Nvidia. Everyone's been thrown to the
Yeah.
wayside a little bit. So
Yeah. Dell sideways as well, so not a whole lot happening there. All right, friends, that's what we have right now. It looks like it's just
uh,
it's
in
tech companies. Yeah.
in the room, Susan was, aka Day Trading Mom, was asking about
Hmm.
Chipotle CMG. If we remember, it's our favorite large price stock. It's still around $3,000. Yeah, 3,100 here.
Yeah.
They're also on the stock split train for the summer here. They're going even
Mm,
more extreme. They have announced, it was a few days ago, but they did announce a 50 for 1 stock split, which would bring their stock price down to in the $60 range. That's going to be effective
nice.
June the 26th. So yeah, coming up in a couple of weeks. So yeah, if Chipotle, it may be one, Carlos, that in a couple of weeks we'll be talking about more because we just can't trade it in this range and the relative volumes are pretty
Doesn't
low. But 50 for
set.
1 split is going to put a lot more shares out there and a price that's a lot more attractive. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we can start to trade Chipotle. That I think that would be fun. It's something that's in a different sector too than a lot of the tech stuff we're looking at. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at this is the open yesterday. I mean, if you had volume, this could have been a nice move, but there's just no volume, right? So yeah, we'll look forward to that. All right, friends. All I have is Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple for right now. Let's go over to announcements, and then we'll come back and look at what else is happening there. But it's going to be this. It's going to be looking at the overall SPY, right, as it continues to try to climb higher here, breaking new records. We got Apple, we got Nvidia. Oh, Meta's another one too. That this a little bit of action yesterday, but didn't really get going. Oh, it's capping down this morning, so not quite joining the bullish trend today. So all right, let's head over to our community events and announcements. You can always head to our websites, bearbootraders.com. Head over to webinars and you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today's beautiful Thursday. So we'll
yep.
show you what's happening as far as mentorship.
Exactly. Thursday means that we have a bunch of mentorship sessions, 4 to be exact. And they are starting at 11 a.m. with John, who talks to new traders. And it's a great opportunity always to, ask questions in a pretty personal and intimate forum because, you got lots of time to ask your questions and then get follow-ups and get in depth. So I recommend you join, whether you're new or not. John's got a lot of insight, by the way, and if you like dry sardonic humor, then it's the perfect place for you, and you should go there. If you if you like other types of humor, then Jared and Megan will be on help you with that at 2:00 and talk options, by the way, at the same time. And then we switch over to Lenny at 4 p.m. To talk stocks. And then, of course, as always, Thursdays cannot be complete without having Thor at 8 p.m. for his Thursday mentorship. So we love that and think that rounds out the day quite well. So put those all in your calendar, whichever ones you choose to attend. If you're an elite member, you can do them all 11, 2, 4, and 8 o'clock today. All right. So some great mentorship sessions that happen every Thursday. That's our lineup for this week. Know that we do not do webinars on Fridays as we sail into the weekend. Although we are hoping that we're going to see Andrew back at some point. Our understanding is from our internal newsletter that he has he's coming down off the mountain, and he'll be coming off the mountain when he comes.
Let me ask you, Peter. Anyway. When I read that newsletter, there was no indication that he actually summited, right?
I noticed that too, because I was specifically looking for that, so I'm a little worried that that's the case. So I got a flight to Vancouver to celebrate the 7 summits. I don't know what's going to happen if he didn't. Well,
you can still celebrate the seventh attempt. The attempt. I'm sure you'll find another reason to party, right? You could party. Yeah,
there's always a
reason for the YouTube. Yeah, there's always there's gonna be no lack of that. But yeah, I read the letter. I'm like, okay, it doesn't say anything about summiting. There were some injuries in there, so from the leader, So, but hopefully, is good. So.
I'm gonna make a recommendation for him that he maybe he can go in one of those jump planes and they can fly over the summit. He'll jump out with a pair of skis, just land on the summit, ski his way down,
make his way down,
accomplished. Be gone before they catch him.
Yeah.
So, it's not quite the same with what he's looking to do, but of course, I'm not sure if at that height how effective a parachute is because of the wind, the air density. But I'm sure someone smarter than me can work that out. Big enough parachute, you can make it work. So, anyways, all right. So, hopefully Andrew will be back one way or the other. And when he gets back, we're going to convince him that he's got some catching up to do. As we're sitting in our room with an amazing 465,000 subscribers here in our YouTube channel, which is awesome, and I absolutely love. And growing. So he owes some laptops to people out there, and we're going to make sure that he gives them away. So lots of laptops, right? We're going to get those out to people. I think it's fantastic. But when he gets back, we'll be having those discussions. And of course, with that many people, we hopefully can drive more volume to some of the tools we use, like tradingterminal.com. So I got to put in my little plug for Trading Terminal. Really, news, events, everything you want. Live simulator, scanners, all free. Check it out. Can't go wrong. We love it. So everybody's like, laptops. So remember, as far as we know, if we do this like we did last time, the only qualification for being able to get a free laptop is you've got to just be on the YouTube feed in the morning, and he'll pick amongst the names that are there randomly and start giving out some prizes. So make sure you're in the live feed and commenting, and you'll get a good opportunity then to get yourself some free stuff. Why not, right? And swag is always good.
You'll have to be a member too. Remember, you got to be a member. You got to be signed up. Now, there's a confusion here. If you're a member already with an annual subscription, you do not need to sign up for the $1 deal. That will mess up your membership. So if you're a member already, leave it alone. But if you're not a member on YouTube, when it does happen, you do have to be joining the community, at least for $1 for that week, because he's going to check the name. If you're not on there, then you don't get it. So, make sure you do that. It's only $1. Come check out the community. So those 3 things, all you need to do, and you're all set. So looking forward to it, man. 4 laptops, gonna be fun.
Yeah, exactly. We got to catch up, so it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos. I'm taking you behind a little bit, but thank you for indulging me this morning. I got to talk about some fun things for me, anyways. I know now. Just like what I said, you're going to be buying yourself a love sack, right?
No.
No? Come on, man. You can get a family one for only $1,700.
No way. No. I like my couch the way it is right now. I'm good to go. Speaking
All
of love
right.
sacks, I was looking at Apple. I was looking at the Apple event yesterday. Not yesterday, a few days ago, and they were showing how you got the Apple Vision and you can watch movies. So how would I do that with my family of five? Right? Am I going to get five of these things so we could watch a movie? Like how would that work? Right?
Uh,
It's such a product. Like the way they say, like, oh yeah, you can watch movies. I'm like, yeah, but I got a family. Like I don't watch movies by myself anymore, right? So that's not gonna work there. So very
I guess you
interesting
could. I
how
guess you could simulcast it like into the goggles, so you get the 3D and everyone else just gets the regular old boring one. That doesn't sound very family
yeah, that doesn't
oriented of
sound
you,
very
but
fun.
yeah.
That's just
I don't know. I guess
yeah, but it's just it's funny stuff,
we're
man.
working out the bugs of this new reality, so we'll get there.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. They'll figure it out. All right, friends. Let's take a look at some levels. I only have three today that I love at the moment. It is Tesla. Wow, Tesla is just insane. Nvidia as well, and Apple. Apple not looking so hot right now, but it's got some volume here. And again, the last couple of days, just impressive what they did. 192 broke out of that, 220. So again, worth having on the list. And they just been trading so well with tons of volume. I mean, we went from trading, what is this? 50 million or so, 60
Yeah.
to on 2 days ago 160, and yesterday almost 198 million. So that's awesome. um
Well,
let's get some levels in here.
one thing I should
Yeah, go
mention,
ahead, Peter.
by the way, I meant to mention it earlier. I got all excited with the love sacks and everything, and there
Hmm.
was some news out of China. China did release because we were talking about Billy. It was surprisingly the only one that hit our gap up list this morning, Carlos. But
Yeah.
China did release some economic data. They basically give a slightly improved forecast on their economic outlook with a little bit of expected GDP growth. So that's the news was saying renewed enthusiasm in Chinese stocks. Frankly, I'm not seeing it widely here yet, but they are green.
Hmm.
There's a little bit of green going on out there, but if you look at the Chinese stocks, they're still suffering to a certain degree. So, and I'm not seeing like the big volumes and momentum that we had in years past. So we'll see what happens on the Chinese front. But for those that are following that type of news, all of the tensions, by the way, remember the military tensions that were happening around Taiwan and that gone silent. So not sure what's
Yeah.
happening
Yeah.
there, but no one's talking about it. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
it
we're
has been quiet.
wait and see.
But
Wait and
yeah,
see mode. Yeah.
we'll see what happens. All right, so heading back to Tesla here, guys. Levels on this thing, we're looking at the high of the pre-market is going to be right up here around 191.60. So we'll slam a level there. As you guys slam that thumbs up over on YouTube, I'm showing 207 likes, guys. So thank you so much for that support. Just 100 away from hitting our goal by 9:15 before we get out of here. So if you could do that, that would be awesome. So definitely help us out there. 300 is what we like to see before me and Peter hop off here. And then Brian and Thor up next, taking you through the market open. So stay tuned for that. So Tesla highs and lows being marked there towards the top. We do have an area right over here at 198.61 is a good one. And then look at the level of just support we have here. We had the highs and lows, and just the daily just kind of wrapped around itself here in a range of some ping pong action. Finally breaking out of that. Let's see if it's going to stick here as things continue to move forward this morning. Nvidia making all new all-time highs here. 129.09 is the level we have towards the top, and then towards the bottom, 126.50 is the level of support we have on the pre-market highs and lows. So if you look at the daily here, just impressive what the stock is doing, and that's all you need. Support towards the bottom, nothing towards the top, as we're sitting here on our new all-time high. So taking a look at Apple this morning, Apple, a great move over the last couple of days, insane volume. People are, I guess, we didn't love it at first when they announced it. It didn't get a lot of love, but I guess the development part did. And you can see them reacting to their AI news, their Apple Intelligence, getting it done here. 215, 24, 25 is the high of the pre-market, and the lowest 212.46. Once you mark those two, you're pretty set here on Apple. And just, I mean, look at this insane pop above. What was the previous high here? I can't recall. Somewhere in the 200 level. So, but yeah, there it is. Great
It
move. Tons of volume. Yeah.
Yeah, it struggled to break 200 last couple of times. You can see that it had attempted it back in late last
Yeah.
year, And then there was earlier in 2024, yeah, like it got up real close and then just could not break through. And obviously this time, not a problem. It just smashed through that level. So
Just
yeah, it's
insane how high it broke through that. But yeah, there it is. Part of the 3 trillion club, right? So it was Microsoft, Nvidia, and then Apple. I think Apple was third, right? So in that order. But lovely. Friends, that is all I have. Oh yeah, let's take a look at our moderates list. Let's not forget that. Right over here. So moderates list this morning. Phil is first on deck. And if I take a look at Phil here, we are looking, there we go, at Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Mara. Secondary list is going to be Baba for him. Thor, we're looking at Tesla, Spies, and the Qs as well. Futures for him also there on his list. And Tesla, Apple, and a firm for Megan Pierce, looking at AMD, Nvidia, Apple, and Tesla. Notice how it's the parade of usual suspects here, guys, right? Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple is almost on everybody's list, one or the other. I mean, that's just what's hot today, right? The SPY continues to break record highs here. Let's see what else is going to follow suit this morning. But that's what's leading the way, and that's what's on my list: Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple. So pretty good stuff. And AMD. I'll move AMD up, although we didn't give her a lot of love this morning, and it's not giving me any love this the last couple of days. I'm going to put it on here and see if today can be the day where they show up here. And that's it. That's all we have. I mean, and that's all you need. I mean, those four have been incredible. So yeah, that's all we have for you guys this morning. Brian and Andrew, not Brian, Brian and Thor up next. So Brian, if you guys log in, we'll be ready to go over to you guys. We forgot to mention, because we've been love sacking it here. We forgot to mention.
I was actually just pricing my.
How you can join.
Out.
Were you pricing yours out? We forgot to mention our membership, guys. So yeah, you can join for $1 intro membership. A link is on the YouTube there, the community. And then there are some other bunch of some packages that you can use, membership types. Look at the one that's best for you. And join the community. We're trading the entire day here. So right after we hop off from YouTube Live, we go into our community, and you got everybody. You got Thor, you got John, you got Peter, you got Mike. I mean, they all come on and do the pony and dance for you guys. So as far as trading goes. All right, perfect. We are set. Peter, anything else that we might have forgot this morning?
No, I think we got it covered. I'm looking forward. I'm hoping that we get a good day on some of this stuff. I do think there's some good prospects out there. I don't know. I'm feeling good about today. So let's hope that
Me too, man.
to be warranted. So good. As you know, a lot better than the way it started when I was trapped in that like darkened mystery land behind our entry screen. So thank goodness we survived that. Yep. Made it good.
Good.
Maybe I'm so happy because my legs are finally feeling a little better after
Are they back to normal?
Well, not quite, but close enough that it makes me feel good. So yeah, and
awesome.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, trade smart out there. I really hope you have a good day, and we come back tomorrow, and you can tell me all about the great days that you've had. We're heading into a Friday tomorrow, so you wanna have some good results going into that, and a shortened. Well, it's not really a shortened week; it's like a cut up week next week, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. So, live trading is coming up in a few minutes with who I guess we're still going with Thor, right? We got to have Thor on here, who's been great, by the way, stepping in for.
We'll go with Thor.
Andrew as he crawls down off the mountain.
Yeah.
And
Brian is on and ready. Brian's list: Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, and Apple for Brian. No SPACs, no IPOs for today. I just saw you put that there, Peter. And I didn't read your list. Your list: AMD, Tesla, Nvidia. Secondary list: GameStop, AVGO, which I also have my secondary list with a huge cap up today. And the trading terminal scanners. We'll see what gets the volume this morning. So, Brian, over to you, man. Trade safe, and we'll see you guys in the chat.
Later, everyone.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a good morning so far.
Yeah, are you playing with the toys, Brian? It looks like there's a garbage can that's moved out front of the garbage truck now.
You know, we're kind of missing the garbage truck action. So I just thought I'd put that one out.
And the pigeons. I wonder how our friends the pigeons are doing. We haven't heard them in so long.
No, it's been a while.
You
But
should go in and trade out of the office maybe, so we can hear them.
yeah, it just means I'd have to get up another at least a half an hour, 45 minutes early, just to enjoy the pigeons. No,
No way.
so
All right. Well, I had to ask.
yeah, there you go. Anyway, yeah, AVGO came out with some pretty good numbers last night, and after the close, and announced joined the stock split crew. So I think July 15th is when they're going to be splitting their stock. Of course, I think they said roughly $3 billion in sales they did for AI. Hey, buddy, you look good.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Too much. Looking good there.
Thank you.
That's Florida.
I was really upset about Andrew being stuck doing whatever he's doing, but I just get to kind of hang out and trade with you every morning. So,
Yeah,
winning.
there you go.
I'll take it.
Well, yeah, you could be up in the mountain in that other S word.
Is he still up there? Is he down? Did he
No,
do we have any updates?
I think he came down. He came down from the mountain. So
Did he get to make it to there, or did they just finally say, you know what, snow bad, and go the other direction?
I'm gonna let that one. I'll let Andrew talk to that. I
Okay.
actually haven't heard one way or another. I know the weather was really bad for a lot of time they were up there.
That was it.
Which,
So the room is asking if he got the tablets. We know he was going up there for the stone tablets. He's going to come down. He's going to be like, "There's 3, oi, 2 stone tablets." If anyone knows the
Exactly.
reference, come on.
So anyway, I guess he's the thing is he's at least he's come back down here. Just trying to share a screen here. Yeah, he's safe. He didn't die, which was one of his seemed to be one of his concerns. So
Valid.
yep. So he is back down, and we'll just wait to hear the stories because I know he's been up there a long. They been up there a long time and really persistent in trying to get to the top there. So I don't actually know if they made it. Maybe he's being a little bit coy about it, but anyway, in other news, Roaring Kitty. Apparently there was some really big options trades yesterday in the options that Roaring Kitty was supposed to be holding on to. I think they were June 21s. So I think there was more than half of his the size of his position. Nobody knows for sure if it was him, but it looked like there was a lot of selling on those 21 calls yesterday.
Yeah, I heard too they were coming through in like 5,000 blocks or something too, which was kind of like a similar way to apparently how they were purchased or something. There's everyone's kind of watching, but
yeah,
nailed
so
it.
Like he was maybe unwinding his position, which makes me wonder why GME is trading up today. I mean, if Roaring Kitty's getting out, then no.
Well, if
So
he's
the whole
selling,
reason
someone has to
people
buy.
are-
Isn't that how that works? I don't know.
True. Yeah. So, other news: Tesla, Elon Musk tweeted out yesterday that he was going to get his. It looked like, based on shareholder voting so far, he was going to get his whatever it was, $46 billion pay package. He was getting his brother and his buddy back on the board, or at least they were 56 billion. I think with the price of the stock right now, I think it was based on the stock, so I think it's a little bit less.
You do understand, like, I don't even really understand what that number means. Is anyone else in the same boat as me? Like, what exactly does 56 billion even mean? Like, I mean, I know conceptually, but my goodness, what an enormous sum of money. It's just
Yeah.
insane.
Well, he said for him to do his AI project, and what was the other one? The space project. He needed to have 25% of the shares, otherwise he wasn't going to be worth his while.
So speaking of the
there you
guy,
go.
so Tesla is a little Tesla's got a bit of a gap today, and it's right up at R4 for our monthly calc on our cam levels, which is really interesting. This is normally the teetering line between getting stuffed into the range, which we've been in for the past couple of months now, or breaking out of the range, which is right at the top of where we are. So it's going to be really interesting to see how we open on Tesla, because if we're almost a little too high for a buy right now. So I was, for those of you who can see my screen, one of the things I was really interested in here is we have a cam play that we really like called the R4 breakout. And basically this R4 level here, which is kind of near 185 to 183.75 right in here, this is kind of a nice spot to buy if it sets up. To set up, you're going to actually want kind of a lower volume sell back. If the volume's too aggressive there, then it can overshoot and things can become really nasty really fast, and we can actually do an R6 failure, which has a really big downside. But the order book is still tiered pretty nicely to the top side, and we kind of run out of orders to the downside right around that same area we'd be looking to buy. So right now, depending on where we open, I'd be interested in seeing if Tesla finds a good bid right here down near 183.70, 75, and then pushes out of there. If so, could have a breakout, and Tesla's got a lot of big orders tiered up all the way to 200. So if we happen to do a little bit of movement on that, and we've been bringing on more even at 205, could be a really interesting day for Tesla. So so those are the two ways I'd play it. If it opens where we are right now, it's probably going to sell first. And then the concept would be, do we bounce off of R4 or do we keep going down? But this is the inflection point I'd look at playing somewhere around this 183 to 184 area.
Good analysis. I tend to agree with you. Fundamentally, I don't know why people would be buying this, because I think issuing his shares is dilutive, but anyway, right now we had some PPI data, which came out this morning, showed more contraction reduction than people had anticipated, and the jobless claims ticked up. So yields have dropped again today. TLT is down. Yields are down. Bond prices are up. Expectations for a rate cut is more likely now in September. I think it's over 70%. So everything's coming up roses for the bulls here. If you're thinking a weaker economy, rate cut coming, I feel like that's kind of a double-edged sword. All right, let's get ready to rock and roll here. Apple, AMD took a bit of a drop there. AMD's been really erratic. It's been a really erratic trader. There's a lot of bids or at least a lot of asks upside on AMD. This drop here could be a little manipulated to pick up some shares. SPY and the Qs look strong. Anything else? Exactly, Pappy. It's funny. I mean, I guess weak economy, not really weak to the. It's the Goldilocks one, right? Where the bear sits down at the table and The little girl's porridge
Ding,
is
ding,
just
ding.
right. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. See what happens. Good luck, everybody. Tesla's selling off a bit here.
As expected.
Yeah, as expected, it did have some orders down there. It's pretty choked up. AMD bounced back. Google's selling off.
It's way too high to go long on Tesla right now. So unfortunately, if it buys up from here, I'll probably just wait to see if it exhausts and then maybe do something different. I just really don't like it for a long here. If it gets to 184, totally willing to try it down there, but I just don't like it up here for a long. ES actually looks like it wants to go short here right now, but we'll see how it holds out. I wouldn't mind seeing ES come up to 54.48. I would be willing to short it there. That'd be like the same thing as shorting the SPY around like 543.50. All right, we're just kind of hanging for a second. Here it goes.
Yeah.
For those RRB players, that's probably a nice.
I just
short
shorted it at 187, so I'm just seeing if we can get a bit more of a drop here before it pops back up again. So I'm just going to cover some here because I don't feel like I'm loving this trade. But right now, just short. Wow, yeah, look at AMD. What did I tell you? The that drop at the open was such BS. Or not at the open, at the in the pre-market. Just going to cover some more Tesla here. I'm not feeling like it's going to drop much more here.
I really want it to get down to like 183.75. It needs to be lower. For me to buy it, it's got to be at least down near 184 for me to try and buy this thing. CVD is really red on Tesla right now, actually.
Yeah.
If this squeezes back up, I might look for a short on it. We are at monthly R4 on Tesla.
Yeah, and I'm out of the rest of it. NVIDIA's looking like it wants to move up. Moving on up to the east side.
To a deluxe apartment in the sky. Sorry, triggered something there.
Yeah, I know it. It always gets back to a song. NVIDIA's at R4, eh?
Sure is. Oof.
See, Tesla's still struggling at 187 there. I'm shorted again at 186. Not a great entry. 186.70. Yeah.
I really like that NVIDIA spot there. I went short on NVIDIA.
Nice.
I'm short. I had a hotkey error when I first got in, so it cut. It looks weird because I had a hotkey area and it took me out, but I got back short. That was really nice, Brian. Let's look right at R4.
Yeah.
I'm at break even now. If it squeezes, I'll get out of it. That was awesome.
All right, we got 5 minutes into the open here for people that are tracking that.
Order book flipped pretty bearish too right there after it's sold. All I need to do is get down to about 127 to hit my target. That's not even that bad.
I'm short with you on that one. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm also short the EMD now as well.
Yeah, AMD rejected right at R4 too. Had a couple of wicks above it.
You can see how I got in. It was so normally I wouldn't short this because the pivot relationship generically for me, because it's a higher range day, I normally wouldn't short R4. In this instance, the order book had a lot of orders to the downside, kind of a void to the top side, and right at the open of the gate we had a lot of selling, and then as we bought, our volume just tanked. And then we put this nice little indecision candle here right off of R4, 1, 2, a third time. So when we made that new low, that's when I triggered short. The RVR was just really sweet, and the order book just really fit this one. So it's not a perfect trade, but we'll see what happens. If the squeezes up and takes me out, then we'll know why this one wouldn't have worked. But I really like the way the book looked on this one as far as getting short here. So yeah, really looked nice.
Yeah, the book's got a lot of stuff to the downside.
Market's squeezing a little bit. I cut the ES position because the market's squeezing. I'm watching Tesla here.
Things going. Tesla's kind of moving up.
I'm actually looking for a short right now on it.
Yeah.
Although the order book's pretty strong. But it's in a selling range. Could use 190. DVD is still super red. I want to see what happens. It's buying towards 190, so I'm trying to see how this buy goes here. We got monthly R4 right here too. It's a really cool level.
Yeah, Tesla's breaking out here now. It looks like it's going to go higher. Everybody likes the prospect.
I went out of the NVIDIA position at break even, unfortunately.
Yeah, I cut mine too, just because it doesn't look like it wants to drop, and I'm not surprised. Okay, well, Tesla trade ended up kind of flat on that.
Yeah, I really like Tesla here. I pulled it short, right off of our R6. If it squeezes, I'll go out, but I like it.
No trade for me. I'm looking at AMD is just a chop fest. It went red and now it's pushing back into the green. Apple looks like it wants to try to break out here, maybe. I'm just where I'd be short if I was. I'd be worried about all those asks to the upside on Tesla. Looks
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm paying attention to them. The only thing I'm using on here conceptually is the CVD is so red. We've had more selling than buying. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we don't have enough gas to get through those orders, and we're right at the top of the selling range. So we're gonna have to go into it, and we didn't dip low enough into the buying range to pick up good buyers for it. So, but it's pushing. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna hold this one. I'll take a stop on this one if it doesn't work.
What's AVG doing? AVGO kind of popped and dropped there. GME looks kind of weak. All right, well, a little bit of a sort of a choppy day so far. Really haven't done much. The SPY and the Qs kind of dipsy doodled a bit, and now we're just we're stuck in a range right now. You might be right on this Tesla trade. It does look like it's struggling to go higher here. Definitely more selling than buying.
I don't need much. I'm almost there. I ran my stop right above the large seller at 190 because if it went through them, I was wrong. So I got a really nice stop on this. Yeah. Boom.
Nice.
Target.
There we go.
Done. That's it. That's how we do it.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, like I said,
I had to hold through a little bit of a pullback on that one. That was a little sketch for a second, but I told you I wasn't going to cut this one. I was willing to take the stop on this one. I was feeling pretty confident about my my spot on that one.
Yeah, kind of a nice double top
too.
want
now. Wait, well,
this is a nice double
top. This actually could be a really big move coming off of R6, but that's okay. I got my money. All right, cool.
Yeah,
what are y'all up to?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, George. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, everyone on YouTube. Thank you for the appreciate that. Good comment there. If y'all have a chance, if you like hitting targets, thumbs up, right? Give me a little love. We got a few of you watching, about 500 of you, and I'm only seeing about 250 thumbs ups in here. So if you hit the thumbs up, I'll explain these cam pivots for you. But I need thumbs up to talk cam pivots. Hook a brother up. and then I'll talk to you. I'll explain to you why I put this trade together the way I did. There's a couple. Come on, give me that. Can we get to 300? 300, and I'll talk cam pivots.
Come on, they're free.
They're free.
Thumbs up for free.
I mean, the cam pivots are too. You can just add them to any platform.
It's almost free to
300 like that. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Love you, people. That'll work. All right. So basically, when we were looking at Tesla here today, I do have this Camarilla pivots system here, and we have Teslas in what we call a higher range today. So because we're in a higher range, we only have a certain couple of plays we're looking for. If we want to buy, because of where we open, we have to buy R4. And if we open in the mid range, I'm actually looking to sell R6. So the R4 breakout would be a move that could go all the way to 200, where the R6 short is a move that can actually come all the way back to 166. So both of these have a lot of potential as far as their ability and their play. So in this instance, because Tesla opened so close to R6 and did not sell immediately to R4, but rather it bought up weakly into R6, I went ahead and went short on it at R6, this being the level. But notice if you look at the pre-market, look at how well this level was interacted with, right? You can see here, which I'm lagging a little bit right now. You can see right here, interacted there. We broke through it, but then settled back in it there, right? And then in pre-market there. So this was just a really ideal spot to watch to see if there was a large seller still sitting here. And we knew they were because we could see them on Bookmap. CVD overall was negative, so it seemed like we were selling more than we were buying. So this was a distribution in concept. So I went short. Boom. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the little cams. If you're interested in learning about cams or utilizing them, short plug. I did write a book on them, A Complete Day Trading System. It's CVD, Jamie, not CBD. CBD can also help you with your trading, but consult a physician near you. CVD is cumulative volume delta. It's still funny, cumulative volume delta. And that's basically the answer to, is it buying or is it selling? So,
yeah. Whereas a stock can still go up when they're selling. It's just you just have to be careful when it is, just as Tesla did. You didn't take. It was a nice little double top there that you took that off of. You could see the volume just wasn't there to push it through up to that 190 level. And AMD is down at S3 right now. The SPY is kind of rolling over a little bit. There goes Tesla going back up again. Again, AMD, same thing, a lot of selling today. I think we might go down and test. I've taken a bit of a short on AMD. I think we might go down and test yesterday's low, which is into the 158s.
ES is kind of just sitting in an area. It's kind of finding a little bit of a bid here, but it's not in a great range for buying. Not a great range for selling either. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
How's AMD doing? Oh!
Yeah, it really sold out.
AMD was an R4 failure. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
Yeah, no, I told you, I mentioned that it went up to R4 and wicked a couple times above it, and then that was it.
Really nice VPA up here. Ran into a very big seller at R4. In this instance, we opened center range. So we're going to look for a squeeze because it's a higher relationship. We'd look for either a trending breakout off of R4 or a rejection of R4. In this instance, right into R4. Beautiful isolated pivot here. Completely ran it down. Really solid VPA here. Nice. Glad the market's like kind of being fun today.
Just there we go. Just covering some 159.05. There's the drop, a little bit more, 158.95. Tesla breaking out to the upside.
Yeah, Tesla, rude. Right back to that 190 seller. Let's see if they got it this time. Yeah. They worked really hard to get to them, and they took the CVD green at this point. So see the difference between when I took the short versus what it looks like now. You know, I took the short because we squeezed up. Our CVD was red. In this instance, it looks a lot stronger, and it's been buying into the level. But 190 seller holding out. We could always do it again. I'm not gonna, but we could. If it gets kicked out of here, this is going to be big. But this is, I mean, it's still the right spot. I mean, I still wouldn't long here. This would be a horrible place to go long, just chart-wise. You'd be buying very, very high. So, you know what I mean? That's why I was all about being a long on Tesla, but I just needed it to come down here so I could, you know, buy low, sell high, as they say. Right now, you'd be buying very high, expecting it to go very higher, which is possible. It's just, you know, it's just normally not the best way to do it.
Covering AMD just at 158.80. This is yesterday's low right here, so I am expecting a bounce. So all out here, 158.70.
Right now, we have an iceberg seller on Tesla in front of 190 that they're also contending with, not just the order at 190. So they're having to buy through a larger seller than I think we're even aware of right now. Notice how, as we're trying to move up to 190, notice how we're moving laterally in front of 190. We're not moving into 190 and hitting 190 over and over and over and over again. We're moving in front of 190. So there's got to be a really big iceberg seller here. That's why, again, this is why I keep holding my short thesis on Tesla. The order book just doesn't support breaking out because we're absorbing into a very large seller anytime we buy. Anytime we sell, look how the red dots, even though they're smaller in volume, immediately waterfall the price. Anytime you have green dots, even really big ones, we tend to just be moving laterally. This is clear absorption on the book here. Now, will they bust through here and try overall? Maybe, but now you have to start thinking to yourself, if we're absorbing here, not even at 190, that means we have an order wall that's about this big sitting in front of, sitting around 190, which is a lot of orders at the very top of the range. So you're really asking for a lot for people to buy up and through, to go through 190, which is why we just kind of keep getting kicked out of this level. The buyers we do have get absorbed. The sellers are obviously pushing the price down. So looking more and more like a buyer's market to the downside.
Buyer's market.
Yeah,
and when Thor says buyer's market, it's you have to you don't think the price going up. You think that the buyers are in control, which means they're setting the price and they don't want the price higher. They want it lower. So
exactly.
Big distinction.
A lot of people
there.
confuse that. They'll say it's going up, the buyers are in control, and it's like, no, if it's going up, the sellers are in control.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to wrap your head around, but when you think of a buyer's market in real estate, it's when prices are going down.
Thanks.
Okay, look at this. Right off S4 on it did actually break yesterday's low, AMD, but right off S4. Look at that bounce off S4.
See what I mean by buyer's market on my you can see on my book map now, Brian. Look how to the downside. Look at all these orders that have tiered in to the downside now.
Yeah. Those are people wanting to buy lower, and they're just putting their bids in there and waiting for the
could
price
be shorts
to come
covers
to them.
too. Even more could be shorts covering, and this could be a big institutional short seller. You know what I mean, up in here. So, but you can see 190. Look at, we've got a really large amount of sellers up right here, and then a lot of buyers starting to posture lower. So if we can't convince the buyers to come in at the price here and go through 190, there's really only one direction to go, and that'll be back down towards 185, which is where we were kind of looking to buy in the first place, right? That's where we wanted it. You know, we'd like it to go back down there, because if, you know, that's where our buying area is. We want to buy right at 185, 184 to 185. So that's exactly where we would want to buy as well, right down here.
See all the good stuff that you learn, if you could learn, if you were a member in our community.
We do this all day, everyone out there on YouTube. You know, we have mentoring sessions all day Thursday. We have a Thursday night mentoring session from 8 p.m. where I do something. I mean, we do lots of stuff. I mean, it's a good time. For me, though, actually, and unfortunately for everyone on YouTube, I actually have a 10 o'clock appointment today. I didn't clear off my whole calendar because I kind of figured Andrew would be back by now. But I did want to hang out and kind of have fun with everybody in YouTube and do some trading with you, make a little money like we do.
For sure.
So I'm going to go ahead and cut off. But if there's, you know, anyone wants to jump in, you know, with you, I'm sure they could probably dial in. Otherwise, I know you got this. But I'm going to pop out of here, and I'll be back in a little bit later tonight. Actually, we have the Thursday night mentoring in the BBT room at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is, you know, basically where we just hang out and talk all the fun things like stocks. So I hope y'all have a great one, and keep it green, people. Much love. Again, YouTube people, thank you for all the likes that you gave me before the cam explanation. I really appreciate that. Brother,
right on.
Good trading with you as always, sir.
Thank you. Great. Yeah. Some good trades this morning. So yeah, and if you're a member of our community, you can always check out Thor's. He's got a webinar up right now on trading the pivots, and some really good explanation as to what his approach is on this on the pivot trade. So again, something you'd have access to if you joined our community for $1 for a week. Again, $1, keeping the bots away. All right, so we're showing some weakness in SPY and Qs. Jared, one of our other moderators, pointing out that this pre-market high for yesterday's CPI, this pre-market high that we hit in the pre-market was actually yesterday's high. So we're, as Jared says, we're kind of sitting in the middle of nowhere right now in terms of the indexes. We're off the pre-market. We're off the high of yesterday, and SPY is coming down here. Maybe might actually go red on the day. It's funny. IWM is down, which I'm surprised. Usually, when rates drop, which they have this morning, based on that PPI data and the jobs data, rates have dropped. Bond yields dropped. Bond prices are up, and that's usually good news for the small caps. But apparently not. We're down 0.82 on the IWM small cap. So AMD is trying to bounce here. Trying not to overtrade too much here. I'll be looking for another trade, but again, kind of I'm good for the day. So I don't. I'll just have to see if I can find something that's an A+ setup here. Tesla's back testing 190 again, eh? AMD, that would have been a good entry at 158, sort of 30 area. So again, it's not. It's too late to get into it now. Be chasing it, and it's right at the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. So I don't want to. That's an area where it can usually can often reverse. Let's see here. What else have we got? Tesla. Again, you can see here, Tesla, a lot of selling. Ooh, GME is dropping. GME is going to go red by the looks of it. Maybe going to bounce here. PDC. Tesla does have a lot of orders to the upside, which means you've got sellers there expecting it to go higher. And people often think that a lot of selling interest is bearish, but it's actually bullish. Means that there's lots of people out there. If you're selling your house and you want the best dollar for it in the market, and you think prices are going up, you put your price up, you set your price higher. So that's what this is telling us here. It looks like people are wanting to see this Tesla go higher. Yeah, big volume came in on Tesla there on that buying. A little bit of a volume spike there. Again, the Qs are we're not doing anything. We're just in a very narrow range right now. Here's the 190. I know Paris was looking for that 190 breakout as well. Okay, pre-market high on Tesla is 191.60. Yeah, nice, nice persistence on Tesla. It's going to go to 191, I'm pretty sure here. Maybe even 192. Got orders up there. You can see how the buying has really picked up on Tesla. The CVD, which was, I think, at one point below $1 million or $1 million selling, has now turned into only 280,000 selling versus buying. So this is buyers are starting to step in on Tesla. This could be an all-day mover if we can break above the pre-market high. Nvidia, it's just Nvidia's just kind of hanging out today. It's not really doing much. I mean, we've gapped up on it on AVGO news, saying their AI business is really revenue increased. Let's just see what it looks like on Bookmap here. So you can see here we basically have just been flopping around right around the VWAP. I think AMD or Nvidia has really had a nice run up. Continuation. Here comes 191 on Tesla. I mean, Nvidia's at all-time high. I mean, there's no resistance above there. There's no place where there's sellers waiting to get out. I mean, I think Nvidia could be could be good for another $10. I mean, it had another nice pop here on this AVGO news, so I don't know. It's probably got to stick around this range here for a while to do some consolidating after this nice run. But I don't see any. There's no sellers in the market right now, so no big sellers anyway. All right, let's see what Tesla does here, because it really had a pretty sharp sell-off here after that run. Didn't it got like a penny from 191. Q's just dropped a bit. That's may have something to do with a bit of a drop as well. Apple's dropping. SPY is sort of leaking lower here. All right. Ching ching. Yeah, Tesla's well, like I said, the markets are kind of struggling here. We're pulling back now on the Qs. We're testing the low of the pre-market, which coincidentally was yesterday's high. All right, no more trades for me. Again, I don't see anything that are really setting up that I'm liking a lot. Tesla does not have a lot of buyers down here, or at least there are a few. You can see here a little bit of a buyer there. It might be going to this level. This is 185. SPY just went red. Wow, AMD might be testing low of day here. Yeah. Jared, hopefully you got a partial on that. We shorted a bit of Apple at 213.45. I think it's going to dip into this 213 area. A lot of selling on Apple too. CVD is very red. Bouncing a little bit again here. All right. How did everyone else? Well, the CVD is a cumulative volume. It's how much buying there is versus selling. Just might have to get stopped out of AMD or Apple here because it looks like it's bouncing a bit. There's a lot of volume and it's not really pushing the price up that much. So we'll see here. Yeah, so it's the number of buys compared to the number of sells. So if you got more selling, obviously it's a bullish sign or a bearish sign, I should say. More people hitting the bid. Okay, I'm getting out Apple because I think it's going to go back up to 215 here. Looks We're getting a bit of a bounce on the Qs. Okay, that was a small trade because I had a good day so far, so I'm not, and that was unfortunate. I thought it was actually going to sink through 213 there, so it might yet, but wow, AMD just lost it. Should have done the same trade on AMD. Tesla went to low of day there. Interesting. I think, we're going to probably sell off a little bit more here, and then buyers are going to come in later in the day. But right now the Dow is down, the IWM is down, SPY is flat, basically a zero, and the only index that's up right now are the Qs. Wow, AVGO really rolled over. Broadcom really dropped here. Huge spread on Broadcom. It's hard to, can't really trade that at all. Um, 184.17. It's certainly an area that would be of interest. Definitely, there's a whole lot of there aren't too many sellers down here, but it doesn't mean it can't go lower. But it's definitely an area that it should find some support. But the trend is down right now. So You could play it for a bounce, but be a bit of a knife catch. But yeah, if you were going to go long, this would be the place to do it. I'll be back in 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Wow, Tesla still has not found a bottom yet here. I think the market is just driving stocks lower. The SPY is dropping here. We're definitely in the red right now on the SPY. And maybe bad news in the economy is actually turning into bad news here. So, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bounce back at some point. Even Nvidia is starting to sell off here, kind of breaking some breaking some market levels right now. Yeah, so that 184.17 was actually a level that held. It did do a little bit of a breakdown there, just dropped a little below it. $183.50, but there's the bounce. But again, we're bouncing on the Qs now, kind of bouncing on the SPY a little bit at S3. All right, everybody out in YouTube land, thanks for joining us today. Wow, look at AMD rip. AMD just tore the ball off the cover off the ball. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Again, as we said, you can join us for $1 in the room for 7 days if you want to be part of the action. And there's the music taking us out. So we'll enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow if you're just going to join us on YouTube, or if you decide to join us in the room. Take care, and we'll catch you later.